Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to play Mooncrash. Let's continue. It's been a couple hours, if not a whole day, since I last played, and we were halfway through a run. I definitely have some questions, certainly, as to where this is really going to progress as an idea. Let's see. Why would we want the Huntress Boltcaster Standard? Versus just a Huntress Boltcaster. Why spend the extra 100 to craft it? Although, in all fairness, why craft any of that at all? I mean, it's probably fairly cheap to do this. Let's see. Comes with 7 upgrades for $1,500. Let's just see what happens here. Start with a Q-beam. Can we get Q-beam cells? Yeah. Just spend a decent amount of money there. Start with a shotgun. And see, these weapon loadouts honestly just feel like they might be straight up just kind of screwing with you, in the sense that you're going to unlock them no matter what. And yeah, I don't think I need to do anything more, and we're kind of wasting things. Let's see if we have anything else that matters. Let's see. Reduces the time it takes to repair an object, collect more disruptor and Q-beam animation from robotic corpses, increase battery of the flashlight. Yeah. So I have a couple of questions that occurred to me. I'm not sure I'm going to remember them all here. As far as, does the corruption level go up higher once this character escapes? Is there literally a turret in here? There is. I wonder if this is the turret I purchased the previous time. That it was just sitting there the whole time. Can we collect all the items when somebody escapes? Will it just be items potentially that are like back in the area? Like, I'm also wondering if the tentacles that sometimes show up around here are not one-hit kills, or if they just do a lot of damage, because we've been killed by the tentacles, it seems like 2 or 3 times now. See, but yeah, we escape again. Maybe we'll just have the power shut down for these gates in that second build. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe just killing, like, let's see, this kind of always feels like it's facing the wrong way. Yeah. So yeah, we're just kind of trying to convince the moon shark to show up here, and I'm not sure it even is going to bother to show up. And see, like, immediate death there. So yeah, I question if maybe you're supposed to just kill the moon sharks, or if you're supposed to, and if killing the moon sharks actually moves you forward further. Yeah, mostly, though I think all you really want here is probably this, a good amount of this, and this, then this. And see, that run obviously is not going to do anything for us, so like we didn't get anything from that 5 minutes of gameplay. But yeah, it definitely seems like there's always a moon shark in the center area. Killing all the moon sharks, or killing the one moon shark, very possibly just replaces it with a higher corruption level item that then would go even further in a difficult direction. Yeah. And mostly, I guess what you're doing to start off with here is just, you're gonna search all of this and kind of just run from one direction to another. That's the running sound effect is me. I thought that might be something chasing after me. It is weird how you have this kind of situation where even being fairly quick about it, you're going to end up having to run multiple times through areas, and you're going to see the same thing. It definitely does just feel like this whole section should have been eliminated, and you should spawn at a new checkpoint there. And then also there's obviously some visual glitches in this game where they are not. Let's see. I have an advanced shotgun, which doesn't have any increased firepower, but does have increased everything else. Right. What are our objectives that one is showing us? Supercharge one voltaic mimic with your Q beam, which apparently means that's a bad thing. We can now potentially escape through the mass driver. But our main goal here is we're just going to try and run into the moonworks. Theoretically, yes, we still are trying to work towards escaping through the shuttle, but I'm not sure we can really do that. And then it's too early to use 2 slow down corruptions. And apparently, either killing things has unlocked more abilities, or just playing a lot has unlocked more abilities. As far as chipsets, we just have that one. Here we can hear a phantom or something over there in the corner making noise. Get up high enough to hopefully get up. So we're hoping the moon shark just can't see me and chooses to go away. I mean, I could potentially be up in this corner and try and, like, he seems like he has some level of visibility. Anyways, so like I really can't kill him that way. Let's see. What abilities do we have? Kinetic Blast, Backlash, Shield. You know what? Run. Do we have an EMP grenade? Yes, we do. Throw. That did not work.
Scanning. Type in threat. Imminent.
Come on, get it far enough away. Don't tell me there's another Typhon somewhere around here. There's a Phantom over here and a Phantom over there. What could we do? So this scanner is just kind of pointed that direction and kind of just knows that these guys are too close for its comfort. Taking out two Phantoms not hard, technically speaking, but taking out two Phantoms and a land shark would be hard. It really just does not feel like it is a rocky enough area for the idea of taking on since we're in here, it probably does benefit us to go ahead and take this whole area. Disruptor gun standard. If I had just started with a disruptor gun instead of an EMP grenade, that is, I think, a thought certainly to have had too, is that I could have potentially this is not letting me climb. Alright, well, fly this way. Just fly before the land shark decides to show up again. Now, if you're gonna remotely activate this, I don't know a way you really could have done that. There might be a mimic in this area. It's very believable. But overall, we've made the goal, which is to get at least as a neuromod and a Q-beam. I have like 3 neuromods, so it's like already time to say upgrade something. Lift field 1. I don't know how valuable lift field really would be. Should we wait? Traps. The whole idea of laying down traps and potentially being closer to something like a... Let's go ahead and use one of these while we're at it. Something like Bioshock 2. That's the feeling I get from it as far as laying down traps and trying to really prepare for a big fight. Although, in all fairness, even in Bioshock 2, I don't think that worked or was very well appreciated. There still is very much a desire to have this run and gun experience, which is, we're closer to that in this DLC or side game. Honestly, on that point, it's worth saying.
So let's all do our best to practice restroom etiquette and get things in as good of condition as we found.
We have some kind of supply container, which might be a different way to escape if we don't have any other thing we need to focus on. Because there was this idea that they talked about as far as if we could fill the supply container, shipping container in Moonworks with 5 food items, 1 bottle of anti-rads, and 5 non-alcoholic drinks. Then shipping container might work for us. Does seem really weird to just have your recycling right here, ready to go. Definitely feels like this is maybe more of a vertical idea, or oops, this is maybe more of a dangerous idea. Shotgun 100% here. If we were to let's see. We wouldn't have the ability to repair things or dismantle things, right? Nope. So, unless I was just gonna leave a shotgun as an item. Let's sort our inventory. Even like getting rid of the wrench while we have such small inventory makes a lot of sense. That gets us basic materials, which, yeah, unless we wanted recycler charge. If we were to craft a wrench, we probably would get the basic wrench, because you can see there's like a Q-beam advanced option now. And so some of these should just mark as being done. Yeah. Huntress Boltcaster takes the same amount of stuff as the Huntress Boltcaster standard. Okay. So nothing really to craft at the moment. At least I'm not feeling the need to craft anything at the moment. And if we were to die, we couldn't do much there. New standard silenced pistol. Since we have the propulsion, it makes a lot of sense to grab this now. And just see what we can otherwise find out and figure. There's a destroyed engineer. This supply crate potentially lets me avoid this next area. Or those pipes let me potentially avoid the next area. Which it does kind of feel like you would start to have some kind of encounter. Alright, so we have one anti-rad already. So maybe this is supposed to be like way easier. Never did figure out what the reployer did, and I think that is the running gag and the joke there. Right. So how are we on the objective at the moment? 5 food items, 1 bottle of anti-rads, and 3 non-alcoholic drinks. And I assume that is all just because that's what you need to survive. So I could potentially craft 3 more team rations. Let's go ahead and use this again and just lower our corruption level. Yeah. Man, they put that right in the absolute worst place. Create 1. That's 3. So you would just need 2 more. It was relatively easy to craft to escape the first time through the escape pod. I wonder if that's randomized though, and if there isn't a possibility that the escape pod sometimes is just really available in that small area off the crater. There we have 3 non-alcoholic drinks. So if anything, it just feels like the game is going to let me escape this one first time and give me absolutely no challenge, which I'd be happy with. Like, it's 5-1-5. So just continue to lower this. So those are 2. That's 1. So I need 2 more non-alcoholic drinks, it looks like. And then I need 2 more pieces of food. And that's it. That seems like that would be incredibly, incredibly easy. So my only real concern here is there's another piece of food. My only real concern, I guess, would be There's alcohol, so that's not going to help. Like, how much inventory am I leaving, potentially, or taking with me? We've never actually picked up a typhon spore before. That's gross. Could there be some kind of secret extra thing up here? We did see almost exactly that same scenario before. But you know what? I'm not going to waste the time to check. It's just not worth it. Okay. So my main goal here is to stay quiet and stay stealthy. We're not really even looking for like encounters or kills, even though that would increase our skill points, because if it turns out to be something like the shuttle and this escape path actually is a lot more complicated, then I want to be prepared for that. Yes, of course it would be nice to find a security office and use that security office to download a map to the area. Once we had that available to us, that would be great. There is definitely a concern around the idea that if we're not running into enemies, does that mean we're going to run into one giant big enemy? Yeah, we can see that there's an engineering operator and a person. We can try and mark people, but you can't like mark corpses. You still don't have that scope either, which that's a little surprising also. But we haven't gone full into that direction. Crew located? Where is this crew?
Attention everyone. Tampering with TranStar property is strictly against the company's policy.
Right there.
This includes innocuous acts such as drawing on harvesters or
Let's see. Do we have enough still?
remaining security turrets. Thank you.
There's like a mimic, and that seems to be the only thing. In this area. Almost certainly the guess would be that there would be some kind of technomorph. Well, the mass driver is up that way. Engineering operator. Right. Alcohol, food product possibly. There's mimic somewhere around there, it seems, because the gate's closed. I now hear a poltergeist. They really didn't do enough with the poltergeist concept. It's funny, the shuttle says it's 85 meters that way, which I question that, really, as to how the shuttle would be that direction, unless the shuttle is moved. Which, if the shuttle has moved, then it is somehow closer. Then alright. Let's see. Take this. Come over here. And I think we could probably use this. And then a standard wrench will just go ahead and transfer over in favor of this. And the problem here is, of course, we need a control module more than we need other things. So transfer that over. Transfer that over. Take that. Leave it at that. Typhon organs may not really be necessary either. Okay. Definitely seems like this would just potentially send you back downward. Says the supply crate is 30 meters that direction. I don't think we're quite established. We could potentially run back to the main area and try and recycle, but I don't know. That's really what needs to happen. Here we have a science operator who would almost certainly just refill our psi powers, which I guess we could get a free psi power refill from that. This purple theme does feel better as far as emphasizing that that is the psi power. Is there something up here to find? Doesn't seem like there really was. Let's see. Let's get rid of some things if we can. Like, potentially getting rid of the glue guns. I think worth it. Until we have more bullets at least. And then alcohol, I think, is probably worth getting rid of also. So I have to assume that what happens here is... Didn't need to pick up a cigar. I'm kind of assuming, Normod in the trash, that we have to activate the mass driver later. And that could be a way in which you move the story forward more. Many things seems to be like this could be a big arena area. This is feeling like this might be the top of the pyramid that we had seen before. Might be more of a case that we need to put those specific items in the mass driver to in the supply crate for a different reason. Let's see, do we have standard guns that we can shoot those guys with? Yes. That's another propulsion system. I was wondering if you'd find any more of those, or if that would just be a permanent thing. Alright, we've got a Weaver. Right.
Scanning. Area not secure.
Where'd the Weaver go?
Detected.
Okay. The only thing I guess I really don't want to do here is accidentally eat food. Just a rock. Guess pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the rest of this. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read that. This would straight up have to be hacked to access it. Doesn't look like there's anything down here. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. Okay. Cookies, another food item. We may have enough food, we may not have enough drink. Now. We'll use that now. And we will gladly trade a cigar for 30 Typhon organs. Which that, weirdly, like most games, puts it in your inventory. Or the inventory of the corpse. Okay. Let's run around here. And actually run while we're at it.
Compartment at 100% capacity.
Good afternoon, ideas. For any minor repairs, please visit the engineering annex in the outside of the refinery.
So is there anything secret or special here? I am stuck. He thinks I'm flying. That's too glitchy for a game like this, frankly. So yeah, I could use a little health upgrade. could potentially try and find some matching key cards. Try to find drinks. Were we already in this area? I think we were. Yeah, we kind of came up this area. So we're just looking all around. Now doing a full circle. Got a whole harvester, screens, everything. At some point we may get the knowledge. Maybe these grav shafts will take us even higher. Nope, that's nothing. Is there anything secretly under the stairs? There is kind of this element where it's not likely that there is a lot of secret stuff. Alright. So Mass Driver doesn't seem like it's ready. If I was to guess. Doesn't seem like it's ready until you get the shipping container full, which they're calling supply crate, and it's way down there. Let's see, do we have another time delay? No, we don't. Where is it? Here. This takes us up higher. So this would be, I guess, our last option.
This isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Neither of us have been under that many G's before. I've calibrated the mass driver to be within the human range of tolerance. Human range. Jesus, Jordan. We're not clowns in a circus cannon. Hey, what if those?
Harry, you cannot lose your shit on me right now. Okay?
The shuttle's gone. Escape pods are effed. This is our only shot. We're gonna climb into that crate, and that gun is gonna shoot our asses home. And you're gonna kiss your wife, and your kids, and everything is gonna work out just fine. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm good. Good. Step one. You have to get those supplies loaded into the crate. You got the shopping list? Yeah, I got it. Go.
Okay. So I needed to have the items in the supply crate, and I don't have the items in the supply crate, so we can't do anything more. So we're gonna have to run back up here, and we can see that the corruption level is going to go up, and even if it wasn't going to go up, let's just be honest here, it does seem like it is pretty standard for the game to throw you off the deep end here with extra challenge. Right. Just gonna get rid of that. I hope I have enough food items. I think I do. Then it really would just be drink items that we would need to find. What did I just put in there? Let's go and leave the control box too. But yeah, just leaving a certain area causes more titans to... Typhons, titans, I'm gonna call them both. Alright. Now we do have fall damage here. So, gotta take this slow. I don't know what would have really fixed. I guess this would be the thing that wouldn't have needed to be repaired. Don't think we'll be taking that way.
Materials compartment at capacity.
Supply crate is here. 5 drinks, anything non-alcoholic, 5 food, and anti-raid. So, let's see if we can do this. Those, we have now 6 Normods. That and that should be 5 food. That should be that. That should be that. And we're just short on the drink. 5 food good. Anti-rad good. So we just need non-alcoholic drinks. Ration fabrication plan. Alright.
New assignment.
Detected.
That's the Moonworks tram station. We can't get through here. Like, ideally, what would happen?
Ignition.
I am now out of Q-beam shots. Let's go ahead and use our standard handgun.
Detected.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wouldn't be surprised if the whole move for the refinery here is to... What was that? Frayed wire? We can go ahead and, I think, just put this in a central location. We'll probably not do anything with it. If we had codes, these are really high up. Wait, we can use that. Great. Buy ourselves some more time. Did we just by chance pick up what we wanted to pick up though? I'm just gonna take this. It makes sense. And we'll take this.
One. Due to solar weather, harvested and falcon have been reassigned to LH1B, LH1D.
So it was like the corruption level was about to attack me. Yep. And this guy is going to attack me now. It seems like he's just marked as an enemy. I'm not even going to mess with that. To find something out. We're doing a really good job in this run. But I do definitely have to question how many of these runs do you really need to do. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. Got a broken glue turret. Do we have another glue turret somewhere around here? Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the rest of that. Another neuromod. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read that. Moonquakes definitely seem like they are a thing. Right. Now, with this broken shotgun, I should just really drop it. Refinery safe, are we gonna... Could we quickly find code anywhere here for the safe? Let's see. H2O 3 2. Do we see any other numbers? 0032 is, I guess, maybe worth trying. 0032. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that is. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read that. Pause now if you want to read the rest of that. Pause now if you want to read that. Pause now if you want to read that. Birthday. Could be a code.
This is Joan Winslow, diary, install day 2. Working out kinks. Version 3.27. Sentry software has been patched. Diagnostics look good. Previous flaws in targeting seem to be gone. I've retired Gene, Make Capone, Karen, Opal, and Bonnie Parker all got the upgrade. They are shooting straight. I think this new one here is gonna break convention. I'm gonna call him Brian.
Hey Joan,
She's
you got a
naming
sec?
all of them.
You got a sec? Shay needs your help with one of the harvesters.
Okay, yeah. Let me just turn this off.
Right. Doesn't feel like there was a code in there. Does feel like there's maybe another section worth investigating over here. There's our corruption level going up. It's weird that the corruption level goes up so video game like. I guess this may have just been another shortcut, like escape pod access. Heck, if this one can just escape through the escape pod, I will take that as an option too. You don't have to finish. So that's another path. If anything, that's a path that would potentially take me just back to the main area to possibly recycle some things. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. I feel like something somewhere in here. Something somewhere is making. It's just unlocking areas, I guess. Crater access. Yep. Go check out this way. So there very well may just be another escape pod section here. And this feels almost exactly the same layout as the other escape pod section. So if I can take the escape pod, great. Now, that does bring about an interesting question, certainly is like no escape pods in this area. Which does make an argument that I should just leave this area. Yeah, let's not fight something that we don't have to fight. It was worth a try. And it does imply to me that at least one of these guys is going to end up just leaving via an escape pod on one of the paths. It does make a lot of sense that the drinks would potentially... Nothing here, interesting. It would make a lot of sense that the drinks would be in this path. Advanced wrench. Go ahead and take that. I will take that. And take that. What I really could use is health, so let's just go ahead and use a med kit. That makes some sense. We'll use this operator to heal our suit. Transfer over all the trash. Transfer over that gun. Transfer over that wrench. Recycle. Now what would really save the day is if we all of a sudden had a fabrication plan for
Attention everyone. Removing
something else.
Please file a request so we can track supplies and make everyone's life easier. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and craft some Q-beam cells. And then, does it make sense to craft a shotgun? I think so, probably. And can't make any more Q-beam cells. You can see how the fabricator layout now is going to start to really fall apart. Let's see. do what I was hoping it would do, come to think of it. I was hoping that maybe I could use a recycler. There's this phantom here. Yeah, another propulsion system. Yeah, my thought was that maybe I could use a recycling grenade on some of the doors to reach certain areas, but the doors I'm thinking about, that wouldn't work for. Ones that are broken.
Typhon material detected.
Alright, well, if you're going to tell me there's a Typhon, I'm a Typhon. Interesting. So I've effectively made it impossible, pause now if you want to read this, to get through these kinds of doors. Pause now if you want to read this. This is all the same stuff, I imagine. Pause now. Pause now. Pause now. Pause now. Disruptor batteries. Not going to be helpful. Seriously. Do we not have... Let's see. Transfer the food, I guess. Tin suit repair kits. Just absolutely useless. Yep. Doesn't seem like we're gonna get away with the gen. These guys sucking in rocks definitely makes it feel like there would be more of an experience there. And that slowly this whole level would become more clutter free.
Requesting new operator.
But you kind of have the same idea potentially with just like operators floating around fixing things. You would think that that might slowly fix the whole world around you, and I don't think that's the case either.
No Typhon detected. Typhon material detected. No Typhon detected.
We have now found the security operator. Well, that definitely unlocks another possibility. Alright. 57% versus 69%. I'll immediately drop everything here. 77% versus 100%. So put that in there. 69, 57. Meanwhile, get rid of this. Get rid of like 10 of these while we're at it. And maybe I should hold on to the food. Yeah, I'll hold on to the food. Okay. We don't have anything really new to craft that I really care about enough. These drafting tables didn't turn into anything. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the rest of that. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read that. So it does seem to me like they're harvesting helium, which harvesting helium would be something of probably a decent valued thing to harvest if there's any of it on the moon, which is I imagine a big if. Helium is needed for highly sensitive electronic compartments. See, this is where I was thinking I could use the recycling, but yeah, we could try a recycle grenade here, since we have one. It almost certainly will not work. Nope. It pulled a couple of objects towards the door, but did not open the door. One thing we could do, certainly, while we're here, is just go ahead and craft some shotgun shells. Just so I have a little bit more safe feeling. We were here before. Still don't have access to maintenance. If anything, it really does seem to feel like the whole point of these expansions are to make it so you would have to run 2 or 3 different places to collect everything. See blood here, but no body, nor any logical direction in which the body could have gone.
Requesting new operator.
Let's see.
TranStar. Silvernight science operator to deploy. Please stand clear of aperture.
Blunt circuit boards. I guess we should check out the tram station.
Hello.
There might be. There very possibly might just be the last couple of drinks we need. One step away. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat this. Eat this, eat this. Eat this. Take that. There was one.
Attention everyone. We have an extra special message today from our CEO.
We may have enough drink now.
Encoder research aboard Talos 1.
As I sit there, comfortably aboard the greatest
What is this?
technological humanity has ever
Item.
achieved.
Pause now if you want to read this.
I recognize that this station would not exist without the sustaining efforts of our siblings on the surface of the moon.
Let's just go ahead and transfer that.
I
don't know why I'm taking either one of those.
Alone, the lifeblood of this company. Not to mention already placed down there. So I want to offer my support to our harder ideas moon base.
I'm just gonna go ahead and transfer all the junk.
When you look up,
Interesting how it just fell out.
and remember, we're looking down with appreciation.
I think we have enough resources now. The idea was to just get this far, I guess. Game wanted to be really silly about it. Don't have a password for a security bot. Do have the ability to potentially, let's see, this gun is standard better? Yes. Is there another way to transfer out something else? Let's see, if we move the food over and the vodka, sort, then we've got room for that. It's probably better just to leave everything anyways. Alright, reveal the map. This will be an interesting just revelation as far as just how much of this map have we already looked at. We didn't really go into the escape pods as far as lower levels. Looks like we mostly saw everything here. Upper level is just that. Mass driver, we've seen almost everything. And then mass driver control room. So that really while we're here, we can check everything, because all of this information may be very helpful as we continue this run. There theoretically is like a supply room, I guess. We found a decent amount of these people. Not that I'm gonna spend extra energy. Yep. Theoretically there's a supply room on this map somewhere. I have really no interest in checking that. Mostly I just want to find bodies. So that one got me. See where this maintenance hatch takes us. We really just do not have inventory room for other things. And that just looks like that's out in space. So if I could break that window, I don't know if I should break that window. And this blood otherwise doesn't seem to lead anywhere. Come on. Don't tell me we're gonna once again get stuck. No, they just crawled that direction. Ooh, that is an interesting question. We have not been looking at chipsets, so we could have had that activated, and we could have had that activated this whole time. It feels like this area is repeated. I am going to take extra caution here to pick up extra drinks. So yeah, it does just kind of feel like this whole area is repeated. We have 2 control modules that are good. We could use the tram potentially if necessary, and the tram then could take us directly to the 3rd area, so we wouldn't even have to use the crater we wouldn't have to cross through the center spot. Right. So really this is all just going to come down to corruption level now. Can we get out of this whole area fairly quickly and safely, and do it as quickly as possible, specifically to avoid corruption level increases. Alright. Those 2 and those 2. That should be enough. Is it not? What else could I have missed? Those 2. There we go. Start the mass driver launch sequence now, which that basically just boils down to we've got to get up high. To get up higher. It's funny, it says the escape pod is 86 meters that way, so that I guess that just is telling me that the tram is that way for both the shuttle and the escape pod. Okay. This definitely could be the run. Like, there's still plenty of room for failure. Yes, but this also could just be the run in which let's go ahead and move that over. I just don't know if I care about any of this, so let's go ahead and transfer all of that over. Some EMP charges, and we'll keep the gun. Spare parts, we'll get rid of all of that. Neuromods. Do we risk leaving those, or do we use them? Like, inherently, this guy's neuromod abilities do just boil down to taking more and more Typhon abilities. You just can't do anything else with him other than that. So we'll play it safe and upgrade and then leave the other neuromods there. What ability do we have anyways? Kinetic Blast 1 or Backlash 2? I guess we'll do Backlash 2. We just want to rush now. What could certainly have been a thing. Let's see. That's a Harvester. That's a Telepath 3. So in a Telepath 3, what am I doing? I just kind of don't care about keeping humans alive. We could try something here. Where we did that. I'm just going to use 2 of these immediately. Almost completely dead, not completely dead though. I seem to have some kind of trauma.
Attention everyone. Our head custodian would like to remind everyone that your mom doesn't work on Typheus. Select all to our best to practice room etiquette and as we found. Thank you.
I don't know what specifically I have. I think I'm burnt here. Does seem like maybe my inventory is increasing. There we go. Alright, well. We wouldn't have been able to really reach this area without taking out that guy. So that was basically just a boss fight. Unless we were going to go through the whole system that way and just platform our way into this. Alright, let's
Scanning. Typhon material detected.
Alright. Ensure the feeder loader zone and driver harness is clear prior to launch. Secure loose equipment as driver calibrations may cause objects to shift once it's launched. Can't be cancelled. Alright. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Cargo container is down here. Alright, we've got a rush. Then that's the trick here. Is that we've done it. Now, can I even bring up the menu at this point? No. This definitely feels like this is something that should really have killed some people more than saved people as far as escaping. Congratulations, you escaped using the mass driver. Remember, successive escapes in the same run lead to increasingly larger sim point rewards. So we're getting just like a massive amount of rewards, which potentially lets us now purchase and load up even better equipment. Now, I don't think it was the Mimic Gate that the volunteer was supposed to escape from. We have yet to find how to use the Mimic Gate. So, whatever. But we should be in a good position, and you can certainly see here that we got a lot and did a lot. Now, the thing that concerns me is the psychotropic at the top of Pythea's lab. Means we have to go to Pythea's lab to get that. Or security offer Bahida's objective, which is escape by using the mass driver, which we can't do in this run. So there's no way, and arguably this means there probably was never a way to do all the story modes in a second run, and almost certainly no way to do it all in the first run, because it doesn't feel like anybody unlocked until then. So the next move definitely would be to try and use the shuttle, which we know about, or we run to Pythea's lab and we try to escape with this guy. Honestly, going this way probably is the smarter move, and it's newer, so I'll take that. So there's definitely an argument to take a Q-beam advanced. His loadout starts with a shotgun, so starting with another shotgun doesn't make any sense. Getting him up to like 48 shells seems to be a good idea. And, you know, just having maybe not that many, but 3 Q-beam shells seems good enough. And we don't really have the stun gun option, do we? So it does make a lot of sense to have an EMP. Starting with a couple of med kits wouldn't hurt, although maybe fabricated food, tea rations might be better. Escape pod navigation chip, I'm going to start with that too. Making some assumptions here. You kind of have a decent amount of money, so it makes sense to do this. Alright. Decreased trauma, eliminates drunken effects of alcohol. For 750, that might be worth it. But yeah, most of these are still useless. Resistance to radiation. So main objective is to escape the moon. I imagine the main objective will never change. Glue one phantom with your glue charge. Alright. Now the one thing I want to see here, though, is where do we start? And it seems to me like we're starting in the crater again. So leaving all those items behind in the moon base, not really worth it. And we are at corruption level 3 now. And I suspect on a new run we would be at corruption level 2 at least. He has a propulsion jet on him. We have no inventory items. No. All kinds of neuromods that would be more human. Neuromods to do a standard human run. If anything, I think this probably echoes the ideas of the main game, in that they really wanted you through the volunteer character to choose the Typhon mods first, and then much later go for a so escape pods that way, shuttles that way. Moonshark, still a thing. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Right. We'll just go and run. You can see there's a lot of people, a lot of phantoms. Yeah, inherently, this is all gonna fail. Like, because you are going to have this scenario where it just gets more and more difficult the more and more you play. Okay.
Typhon material detected.
Yeah, my fear is that the Moonshark would eventually just get replaced by a nightmare, which would just be a stronger version of the moon shark, something that maybe is out so you can shoot at it and attack it more, but otherwise is going to be just as deadly. Okay. I guess the map is not going to tell us much, so this still would be crater area. So instead this is that storage area, which I guess technically if I'd gotten the key card or had hacking ability, I could maybe get into the storage room. I don't know how well the game really is going to play itself, though, if you potentially have to like find every single body in a run. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read that. This storage room would have required a repair ability anyways, which means I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I just don't know if anybody is actually going to get the morph ability. Like, you wouldn't need the repair ability if you had the morph ability. Which maybe makes the argument that that last character that you unlock, who says it has no abilities, actually is a mimic and Typhon, and has all the Typhon abilities potentially to unlock. Alright, well, that got us a little bit of resources, but otherwise it was a waste of time. Another body, couple turrets. You can unlock this area. I mean, theoretically, I guess you could do this. You could do that. You could deploy that. You could try and do this.
Activation in 3, 2, 1. Detected.
So, yeah, how much damage did that really do to the moon shark? Probably not a lot. So unless you had some kind of fortified ability, that was probably not the idea to do. And yeah, I guess maybe if you did fortify the whole area, fortify the turrets better, they might be able to take out a moon shark. Now, obviously the goal here is to get to the top of this section. Let's go ahead and use this once and use it again. Let's try to keep the corruption level down. Interesting that there's a manual override.
Attendance is optional. Refreshments provided.
And now I have a Q-beam Elite. This is Q-beam Advanced. Do we have a way of opening this door, though? Doesn't seem like it wants to open. That's a lot of people. The Typhon containment. Meanwhile, can't break that window. Okay.
Scanning. Neuroimaging psychoactive potential is at peak level.
So at some level, this almost feels like what they want you to do is, you can't sit down in here and get neuromods installed. It seems like they may want to just have you scan areas and be prepared for a fight more than just take it on willy-nilly, which for the security officer that seems a little unnecessary. Any of the other characters make some sense. They are doing everything in their power here to give you a decent chance. Is there possibly a secret tunnel or anything in this room? Nope. Just a lot of potential. Like, so we can, let's see, just check the emails. Pause now if you want to read all of this. Pause now if you want to read all of this. We now have in this lab not that many people listed. Let's see, just unlock everything. Volunteer room 3 won't unlock without director's permission. Right, that opens a bunch of those rooms up. Pause now if you want to read this. I doubt these security cameras are live feeds or in any way helpful. What I was hoping for was a reveal map. Pause now if you want to read this. Definitely don't think I want to go that direction. Which way is the escape pod? That direction? something else possibly saw me. Well, my hope was going to be that no secret passage under that. Let's see, 1700. All these volunteers are dead. So, pause now if you want to read that. Okay.
Scanning. Area not secure.
So yeah, I don't see a particular way in which you could reach that door, unless there was just some kind of secret panel or passage. Okay, well, that guy's not going to help us any, so let's just ignore that. Let's check our chipsets. Let's see. Increase your movement speed while sneaking? Sure. That probably is helpful. Yeah, the only thing I could see potentially happening here is all the power goes out. That is very believable. Yeah. See, if I escape this direction to an executive level or the tram station, which that seems to be the way to the shuttle, I don't think that does anything for us. Try to escape on. $1,700. Nope. No such luck. And we may not really need to go that way. Disruptor fabricator plan. Does kind of seem like there'd be something up here. And there is. Come on. So yeah, I think this is another path. Does that other path lead to another path? Possibly.
Attention everyone. Our head custodian, Claire would like to remind everyone that your mom doesn't work on Pythias. So let's all do our best to practice room etiquette and in a condition as we found. Thank you.
Escape pods are that way. Let's... So much for that. Let me check something here. Did my inventory just get bigger? Elite stun gun versus an elite stun gun. Or get rid of the standard stun gun. At least. I think what we have as a situation here is that we do need to go to the executive level and try and if we could go to the executive level, then we could potentially... Still don't have the lab access. So without lab access, we can't recycle anything. So we're just gonna be full on inventory. Okay. We go to the executive level. We get the psychometric item.
What's the emergency?
This mimic you brought Something is definitely wrong with it. It keeps throwing various shoes at me.
Are they nice shoes?
I'm serious. It's like punching holes to somewhere. A universe of shoes? I don't know. But my point is someone with sufficient hyphen abilities and a strong attachment to someplace else.
Like a place on Earth?
Yes, exactly. Then I think you could open a door. Maybe even walk through it.
It might be more like getting through a very tiny straw.
I think I could tweak the containment shield to stabilize the mimic.
We need Riley's permission to run this.
Well, what you waiting for? I'll be in the lab.
So there's the mimic portal. So we now know. Hack the workstation that controls the mimic experiment. So I don't know how you would get through that hack per se with the volunteer, since he doesn't have any hacking ability at all. He is the piloting connectome. Which that item basically has to be left. Pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read this. Get rid of a standard wrench for an elite level weapon. Almost missed 2 neuromods. Can we use 2 neuromods to begin with? Increase your health by 25%, stamina runs 5% faster, ability to pilot complex aircraft and shuttles. Leverage 1. I hope this connectome applies to everybody now. If not, that's a waste. We'll go ahead and use that too. Just increasing his health could make our security guard really the strong kind of character we need to potentially take out bigger enemies. Alright. Move those to go to the executive offices first, so we unlock another character. And I wouldn't be surprised. Turns out we can't really do too much here. Let's see what we've got. Recycler charge? That worked fairly well. Where's the other guy? Oh, come on. Seriously, don't even have enough room for basic items. Okay, I'm assuming that this area is somewhat safe now. How did we find the password for that? An elite wrench versus, I guess, a standard gun. Pause now if you want to read that. Go ahead and eat that. Eat that.
Requesting new operator.
Okay. Unlock access to labs. Reveal the map. So black box operator. It's a storage room we may be able to deal with too. So floor wise, there's a couple more floors.
Please stand clear of aperture.
Again, we can just check on escape pod statuses. I suspect everything is exactly the same. As far as everything else. And crew-wise, yeah, we're making progress as far as just seeing everybody. And I guess, like, since we definitely didn't see all these bodies in the crater in this run, that probably is permanent progress. I wish the game did a much better job as far as just explaining what was going to be permanent progress and what wasn't, as far as all of how that all went. But oh well. Should I really be looking for things? I can eat some food and look around here. This is basically the same level design as the other area. Here we can see the Typhon, the Talus space station, it looks like. Nope, it's not. You just are seeing a tube out there, which may mean nothing. I think our health is at max now. So just a ton of food here potentially to pick up and like deal with later. We really would be in a very nice position if engineering workshop and some neuromods. Yeah, if we could somehow get our engineer to this spot easily, we would be in a very nice position. But the only way that's likely to happen, I think, is if we yeah, we would have to die basically for that to happen. Getting extra key cards. Let's see. And these do not stack, do they? Let me double check. So that guy's over there fighting. So seemingly there we go. Just request a tram while we're here. Newer mods in the poltergeist. Interesting. I feel like this was the path I was on anyways. Yes, it was. Okay, I may have a key card to this room now? Nope. So I found like 2 key cards, but they don't go to this area. Tram is open, can't get into the service area. Seems to me like the plan definitely was to have the player like climb up this area. We'll grab several pieces of food. Where would this have led? This leads down to the bathroom. Interesting. There's no real logical sense to why any of these access panels would lead to where they are leading, but I'm not going to question the video game on that aspect. The whole idea of turning on speakers, I think, is... Pause now if you want to read that. I think that idea is out the window. Advanced glue gun. Let's see if we can sort our inventory a little bit better. Let's bring up our toughness by 1, and we'll increase our ability there. As far as chipsets go, yeah, still think we have the right chipsets. We got really, really lucky, I think, by having the extra resources. Like having that extra resource chipset and playing with that every single time, I think has put me on a pretty good fast track towards success. Let's see. Riley U. Pause now if you want to read that. No password found, 3 more neuromods, another ability, a chip. Let's take this. This does, I think, less damage than that. So we'll leave that. We may be about to fight something particularly big, but honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't fight anything at all. Yeah, turning on speakers in the main game didn't seem to ever do anything. Pause now if you want to read that. Go ahead and swap out some junk for a skeletal repair kit. Pause now if you want to read this or look at this. Yep. Did we look at this one? I think we did. Do we have a code for this? No. It's possible that the character with no abilities to start with might also just be like an elite hacker, or his mimic abilities may also turn into hacking abilities. Doesn't seem like there's a... This is just food. Bullets. Do we even have a handgun? No. Blue charge. Test tube samples. What was the objective, by the way? Glue one phantom with your glue charge. Alright, we could see if we could do that. But yeah, we're at the top of the pyramid. Now, looking out. It's kind of crazy that the top of the pyramid would just build something like that, but it does seem to highlight that there is some craziness in who's in charge. Oh, and I guess it's taken me this long to realize that it's Riley Yu, not Alex Yu or Morgan Yu. So this is the mother potentially running the moon base, or the father, or another brother. Like, pause now if you want to read this. Pause now if you want to read the rest of that. Yeah.
Scanning. Zero imaging psychoactive potential is at a peak level.
So, Riley Yu. And with that, our corruption level is now 5.
If you find an active gate, please contact security immediately. Do not engage the bypass without proper authorization.
Okay, let's just see if we got the password here. No, we didn't. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that and just move on. EMP charge might be worthwhile having, so we'll take that. Yep. So that unlocks yet another person. Down we go. That leaves us only with, like, one of the other characters. So now let's... Is there possibly a way to destroy this? Let's see. I got nothing here. I have like no health, and okay, do we have any trauma? No. So unless I can just get through this next room without any fight at all, which I suspect is not going to be the case, we've got some real problems. Let's see. Neuromod time. Let's go ahead and use that. I can equip that gun. We've got an EMP charge. We're kind of assuming that we needed the navigation sensor. Now I have a weapons locker ability. Okay, now this shotgun versus this shotgun. Okay, so we now have the annoying scope. Okay.
Warning. One escape pod remaining. Please evacuate in an orderly fashion.
So like the only way we get through this is running. So close. So incredibly close. So yeah, one of the things that I am definitely noticing here is I'm getting kind of exhausted with even 2 good runs. So 3, 4, 5 good runs really feels like you would have a lot going on. So we've unlocked Director Riley U for 5,000. We've also discovered all 4 Pythias Moonbase areas for 5,000. Which those are progress things that are one-time things. We're going to get points now that we can potentially research, assuming that we just are always going to have that helmet. And I assume that is just the case, is that we now have that helmet. There might be a long list of chipsets specifically for that helmet. Overall, for everything we did, we got 24,000 points, which arguably feels a little low. We have a new incoming message from Basilisk exiting the simulation. Wasn't expecting that, but I probably should have been, because I think you get a message every time you unlock a new character. LG 2030.
This is Basilisk. Don't let those virtual desks get you down. It looks like you're just over the way through the orders we sent you. Don't forget to keep checking them. You can see your orders from the ready room or from within the simulation itself. Everyone here is very happy with your progress. So OC thought to authorize some mail from home. I sent it to your workstation. Basilisk out.
I feel like these toys were not here originally. is anything else particularly changing in this whole facility? Doesn't seem like it. Would make kind of no sense, honestly. Pause now if you want to read this again. That's your orders. Pause now if you want to read that again. Pause now if you want to read that. And then we have family pictures, which I think this is almost certainly trying to reinforce the idea that you're a real human with a real family. So here we have a slideshow. Noticeably, the slideshow here is all hand-drawn and animated. So I guess this is what you look like, or what your wife looks like, and your daughter looks like. The school and level of technology you see in that school and in each picture definitely does not feel in line with the technology we see in the overworld very much. Yep. And if anything, I think it possibly just implies that you're supposed to go, obviously that's fake because it's animated, but most players would not think of that trick. I do have this weird feeling that it definitely feels like this should have been the main game, and the regular play should have been the gimmick, shorter storyline focused experience. It seems very much like there was two different teams and working on a general concept, but in two very different ways, and arguably maybe the team should have been more in line with each other so that there was one game that was better directed and better made between the two teams. But that tends not to be the way game development happens. Yep. So yeah, we now have two very different experiences, which feels weird to even call this Prey Mooncrash when really this feels like this should straight up have been a completely different game. Okay. This guy, through the mass driver, escaped. Director U as our side-scope, uploading their consciousness to unlock the story objective there, which that does imply that if that actually happened, then Director Riley U's consciousness is uploaded to the operator that we are dealing with, although there is potentially an ending also where this person's consciousness is uploaded. In fact, there might be 5 different endings in which one character's consciousness is uploaded. Escape the engineer with the shuttle to unlock this story objective. Inherently, I think it is better to just try and unlock this final character, which would have required this guy, so it means we really don't, it doesn't matter. Like, this run is still just going to be about information gathering and getting success. You really can't do anything else other than that. Let's see. As far as unlocking the crew members, there's one more crew member to do. There's a escape attempts here with other characters, which, yeah, once you get the security officer escaped once, that may not really unlock anything new. It may just get you some points. And if you started to have a really terrible run of luck, I could see dying over and over again and just using up all your points. Story objectives definitely is something I'd like to figure out. There's only one more escape route, and we kind of know. And then install 50 neuromods across all 5 crew members. Complete 5 unique Typhon scans with the size scope. Yep, there aren't really that many more challenges. And inherently that is kind of the problem with this game, is that you don't have a good argument to play it multiple times after a certain level. It's just not going to be that helpful. We have so much resources, it definitely makes sense to do all of that. And yeah, at a certain point it does make a lot of sense to just buy a bunch of neuromods if we can now buy neuromods. Buy the psychoscope. I'm not sure we really need to buy it, but whatever. Starting with its loadout probably is not terrible. It's crazy because, like, what you would want to do now is just buy as many neuromods as possible. Increase the amount of sim points, decrease down cooldown. Reduce the time to repair an object, collect more disruptor Q beams. We'll take that. What I'd like to do is also save these kind of builds, and that doesn't seem like that's a thing. The whole oxygen reserves element doesn't seem to even play a role in this game. So what's a reasonable number of neuromods to buy? 6, 7, 8? I think 8 is reasonable. So let's just try and figure out where this is going to put us. Are we going to the crater, or are we in the Psi area? Guess we're going to the crater. Yeah. Moon-based stability report 3. Let's see. Chasm screech. Oh. New variables: environmental hazards, flood, fire, electric radiation, corruption level increases faster. Basilisk companion apps. You can now summon a virtual operator or mimic to help you in the simulator. Check your neuromods page in the transcribe for more. Known variables: resource locations, creature types and locations, store states, corruption level monitor installed. Important, the simulation is extrapolating from the data and interactions with corruption dynamically between resets. Additional data recovery may lead to increased variability. Researching the end of the corruption level 5 at runtime means you will be ejected from the simulation, which almost seems like at that point that is indicating maybe there is a reason to just wait till level 5, but probably not. That's probably just going to happen. Alright. So we can summon an operator companion, we can summon a turret companion, Can summon a mimic companion. Let's start with that. We can equip a shotgun. Alright. Repair the containment door on the mimic portal. That would be another way to escape. Certainly. If we went back to that location. But she has a real chance of actually escaping via the shuttle, so we should go to the shuttle if we can make it to the shuttle, which arguably means we shouldn't have crafted the navigation module, but whatever, just kind of doesn't matter. So this downloadable app is new. We kind of don't want to take the Typhon stuff, do we? First things first, she does have the piloting ability, so we'll take that. Disassemble any object to create a temporary fabrication plan. It may only have one reverse engineered plan at a time. That doesn't seem that useful. What else could we do? Repair 2 or suit modification 1. Let's just do that and that. So if I had a ridiculous amount of resources, somewhere around 21, 24, 29, 32, 36, 42, 51. Yeah, about 51 neuromods would be needed to get all of these abilities. Another 13 plus 8, 21 mods for the Typhon abilities. It definitely doesn't seem like too much, really. Many of you have questions of last week's Moonquake and the fact that we decommissioned access to the machine shop in the aftermath. Okay, so that was supposed to be a solution to get into the machine shop. Yep. As far as key codes and passwords, it doesn't seem like we're keeping those. Fabrication plans are forever going to grow. Although I think very quickly you are just going to go from like standard to advanced to elite, and that's all there is to it. We've got stats going up and up and up. More stats than the main game. Yep. It definitely seems weird how what we're doing now seems to be very much in line with what I think they wanted you to do with the main game, and it just didn't really happen. I didn't take any EMP this time. Oops. Well, I may be dead in the water before anything else happens. Just for that reason. So as soon as you get the neuromod, you should probably get the piloting ability, because that is just an opportunity you want open to you for every single character. And I wouldn't be surprised if there were other neuromods that would be helpful or necessary to unlock other abilities. Yeah, and I wouldn't really be surprised if the game at some point has to just straight up explain to you step by step how all 5 of the enemies, or all 5 of your characters you play as, can escape with their lives, because it does oddly seem like one person is going to have hacking ability, and they're going to need to run around and hack a bunch of panels for other people to potentially escape by, unless we get some weird ability where we can just start morphing into each of the 5 characters, which would be an interesting twist, certainly, if it required like 100 psi power, and then you could just change your character on the fly. It still does, though, feel like this game could go a little too long, because we are now at about the 6-hour mark, and in this run we did make some great progress, and we still have a little bit more to go, although in all honesty we're probably just going to run out of time. And yeah, I really question if we're not always going to run out of time. But yeah, I don't know if there isn't maybe another 6 or 12 hours of gameplay around Mooncrash, and I could see myself really struggling, unless there's something that unlocks by doing a story mode ending, which that might be the case. Yeah, it might very well be the case that we really just need to do all 5 of the story modes, and it's not really necessary to do them all in one run, and that would be good enough for most players to just call it quits. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.